Hey, Pretty Girl Club. I've been going through my emails this week, and one of you guys sent me this TikTok of a light skinned girl lying and pretending like light skinned girls all want to be dark skinned.
I've always wanted to be a darker skin color than what I am currently. And not a lot of people knew that, but I love when women have a red undertone or their skin pigment is just like a red. Like you just see like a pop of red in their skin. And I have a yellow undertone and it's not I don't know why people be wanting to get a yellow undertone all the time because it don't really eat like that. Like it doesn't. Like when you have that like chestnut, like that red that just sun glazed look to your skin pigmentation, I think that is so beautiful. And I would trade what I have to have that look. This girl on TikTok, her name is Kiki. She has two children. She just had a baby girl, beautiful kids and everything. Her skin is so beautiful. Like, I want to be her skin color. Like, if I'm really being honest, like, I've always admired women who were her skin complexion when they have that red undertone or their pigmentation, like it just exudes like a red tint, if you understand what I mean. And I believe she's like a brown skin girl. Um, which I feel like I'm a brown skin girl too, but I'm more on the lighter side of a brown skin, if that makes sense. But I like her pigment with that red. Oh, I wish my yellow undertone could be like that red look. Like, oh, it's just so beautiful. And my mom actually has that pigment under her skin. And it's like when they be stepping out in the sun, like that red, or like even if you see them like on camera or in person, like the red just pops out. Like the skin is beautiful. I've always admired that. And I'm like kind of a little salty, like, why my mom didn't give me that? Like, why didn't she give me her pigment? And why do I have my dad's pigment?
Okay, let's talk about performative light skinned people and how they will actually use talking points like this to maintain their pedestal in the black community. So, a lot of people they come onto the exotical channels and they try to say that some of us are colorists. No, women like this are the actual colorists because they are manipulating dark skinned black women and lying to them, pretending like they want to be darker when they actually don't, because this girl, she already has kind of like this tan complexion. She already has a tan complexion. So she has the pheomelanin in her skin, which makes it very easy for her to tan. Anytime you are of black descent, even if you're a lighter skinned person, you still tan pretty easily. So if she truly wanted to be a deeper complexion, she would just go out in the sun and tan. And I don't know how old this girl is. I'm assuming she's in her 20s or 30s. So you're telling me that you've always wanted to have a deeper, more brown skin complexion for 20 something years, and you haven't gone out to tan that over the entire time you've been alive. That's cap. It's cap. She's absolutely lying. And somebody commented down below, they said, like Bernice Burgos skin tone, and it got 12,000 likes. Okay, like if she were to spend the next 10 to 15 years tanning in the sun or going to tanning booths or putting on all these bronzing oils, she could probably get pretty close to Bernice's skin tone. I also want to pull up this girl's photos. Okay, a girl who truly thinks that that darker skin tone is so pretty and they wish they had that skin tone. Usually, if you want something, you're going to take action on it. Notice how I don't see this girl taking any pictures in lower lighting. I don't see this girl putting on any reddish filters over her TikTok to make her skin appear more like a brownish red complexion. I don't see her doing that. And this is why I say that it's the light skinned saviors that are the true colorists, because a lot of them will lie to dark skinned women. They'll lie and they'll say anything. They'll pretend like they want to be dark skinned when you know damn well they don't want to be. Because if they truly wanted to be darker, they would be posting photos where they look as dark as possible, right? They'd be trying to stay as dark as possible. They would stay in the sun. Very similar to a lot of white women who do tanning, right? They have tanning lotions, they have the bronzing oils, they put on body glitters, they go to the tanning salon, they have a whole entire routine for tanning. So this woman swears up and down that she wants to be a darker red complexion, like kind of more of a deep brown skin tone. She swears up and down she wants to be so much darker, but I don't see any of her photos where she's trying to look darker. I don't see her talking about her skin tanning routine. So that's how I know it's performative. But if you're a dark skinned woman, I want you to pay attention to this, because this is a saying that a lot of light skinned women will say. They will lie and be like, oh, I wish I was your skin tone. And they're saying that because deep down inside, they believe that dark skinned women have lower self esteem than them. That's why she's saying this. That's why this woman is saying this. Because deep down inside, she knows that a lot of dark skinned women are insecure about their complexions. She's actually assuming. She's assuming that dark skinned black women are insecure about their complexions. So she's trying to come onto TikTok and perform and be like, "Oh my god, I wish I had your complexion. Oh, why did I have to have this light skin tone? Why did I have to get my dad's skin tone? I wish I had my mom's skin tone. My mom is brown skin." And I also want to call out the hypocrisy because if this girl would have came on here and said that she wanted to be even lighter than what she is right now, a lot of people would be calling her self-hating. So that's another hypocrisy I want to point out. A lot of dark skinned women, they like it when a light skinned woman says, "I don't like my skin tone." Because remember how I talked about how a lot of women, they want to be able to trauma bond with you? So with this girl coming on TikTok saying that she essentially doesn't like her skin tone and she doesn't like her undertone, with her coming on here complaining and basically saying my skin tone sucks and there's nothing I can do about it, a lot of unambiguous women in her comment section, they like this type of content because they're like, "Oh, you don't like your complexion? Wow, we don't like ours either. Let me hit that like button. Let me go subscribe to this TikToker. Let me like this video. Let me comment on this video and show my support because we can relate." Has anyone ever noticed that? Whenever a woman is insecure about her skin complexion, she loves seeing a light skinned woman who's insecure. And so that's the only reason this woman is getting support from a lot of darker skinned black women. So people are commenting, they're saying Bernice Burgos, Coco Jones. And then somebody actually commented, they said, now if a dark skinned girl said she want to be light skinned, she would be considered insecure. Yeah, I've noticed that basically there's this agenda where people specifically want light skinned women to hate their complexion. Everybody else is allowed to love their complexion. White women, Asian women, dark skinned women, brown skin, whatever, they can love their complexions. But when it comes to a light skin tone, you're not allowed to love that. You're not allowed to get on TikTok and say, "Hey, I love my light sandy complexion. I love my golden skin tone. I love my high yellow skin tone." You're not allowed to say stuff like that. And this girl knows that. She's not an idiot. She knows that. So what does she do? She comes on here and says, "Oh, I wish I was more brown skin like my mom." Well, if it's in your genetics, if your mom is the complexion of Bernice Burgos or somebody like that, that means that it's in your DNA. You know, that level of melanin, you at least 50% of your DNA has the potential to tan to a deeper skin tone. So that's why I'm calling cap because it's like you swear up and down you want to be darker, but you're not tanning. You know, you're not wearing the deeper complected makeup. A lot of us women in the exotical community, we actually have worn deeper complected makeup before. A lot of us over here actually have tanned ourselves before, myself included. A lot of us have worn self tanners over here. A lot of us have done things to fit in more with blackness. That's how you know that this girl has a superiority complex against darker skinned women because she thinks they're dumbasses enough to actually believe what she's saying. She believes that dark skinned women are so insecure that they're going to follow her TikTok and they're going to support her because she simply said, "Oh, I don't like being light skinned." And then she makes this comment and she says, light skinned girls want to be darker skinned. So now she's throwing the rest of the light skinned community into her TikTok post saying that generally speaking, you know, anybody lighter than you, they wish they were darker. If everyone who was light skinned wishes they were darker, colorism wouldn't exist. There would be no discrimination based on skin tone. Everybody would be trying to tan their skin if they truly wanted to be darker. They'd be wearing darker makeup. They wouldn't be sitting here right in front of a window, right in front of the brightest lighting in your bedroom, like this girl, wearing a bright color bonnet that makes your skin look even brighter. They wouldn't be doing this. But this girl says these skin tone conversations are making us racist against our own people. Just love your brown skin, light or dark. This person says, I hear light skinned women say this all the time. And somebody actually called it out. She said they be lying, though. I agree. I agree that they're lying. If a light skinned woman says she wants to be darker, she needs to be tanning her skin. Otherwise, I'm not going to believe her. If she's not either tanning or putting on deeper tone makeup or wearing bronzers and stuff, then I don't believe her. If she's not darkening her photos or like making sure that she doesn't put the flash on her photos, then I don't believe her. Because a lot of women, they're just trying to use dark skinned black women They're trying to use their insecurities to build their own pedestal. This is why I say light skinned saviors are the real colorists because they're lying so they can get that pedestal. And this person says dark skinned women are elite. I find this comment interesting because what if I would have commented and said light skinned women are elite? What if I would have commented that? I would have been called all types of colorists. But this person, she actually claps back. She says, as a light skin, I'm completely fine with my complexion. I never once wanted to be darker or even lighter. I love myself for who I am. Everyone should love the skin they was born in. This girl says, you got it. And people are calling this person condescending for saying she loves her light skin tone. Somebody says, I don't understand why people who can't relate have to be condescending. They're not as secure as they're trying to convince you they are. Women are constantly trading in the original or copies of what others have. Eyes, hair, body, speech. But when it comes to skin tone, it's I never wanted. Girl, boo. Someone else said, this is not condescending, it's an opinion. And then the girl comes back. She says, as a light skin, I love myself for who I am. Sounds pretty condescending to me. But like you said, it's my opinion. If you can't relate, why not just keep it to yourself? You don't have to engage with everything that comes across your For You page. So it is now officially considered condescending. If you're light skinned and you love your complexion, you are officially condescending, according to this person. This person says, I knew your mom was dark skinned before you said it, because this is why I desire to be dark skinned like my mom. She is Lupita, dark tooth, chef's kiss. So now, even when it comes to light skinned women who are monoracial, like this girl, she didn't say anything about being mixed. So I'm just going to assume that she has a monoracial background. I could be wrong. But now you got people dividing up light-skinned monoracials based on if their mother is dark-skinned. Because this girl is saying that based on her talking points, she knew that this woman's mom was dark-skinned. And then the creator, she hearted that comment. So this is how you know that this creator, she actually has an agenda to try to pander. She's pandering to unambiguous dark-skinned Black women. And that's how you know who the true colorists are. Any light skinned woman that goes out of her way to specifically pander to unambiguous women, she's treating them like they are beneath her. That's proof that she pities them because she's like, oh, let me make this TikTok and say that I wish I was darker so I can make these insecure dark skinned Black women feel better. And then you got another light skinned savior commenting. She said, me too. I'm light with a dark skinned mom, and I swear I'm dark skinned in my head. And this person said, damn, you're so pretty. And she said, oh my gosh, thank you. So a lot of light-skinned saviors, they know that Black women will start complimenting them and supporting them and putting them on a pedestal. All they have to do is pander to dark-skinned women. All they have to do is pretend like they want to be darker, and then unambiguous women will come flooding in to support that light-skinned woman. This person says, I understand you're wanting to lift up darker-skinned women, but it's okay to love yourself. Exactly. Like, why does this light-skinned girl have to hate her own complexion in order to uplift dark-skinned Black women? This person says, you can love yourself and still admire or want to be something else. No, that's only true if a girl's light-skinned. If it was any other complexion, saying the same thing that this woman said, you guys would call her self-hating. Like if a white woman were to say, I don't like my complexion, I wish I was even whiter. Or if an Asian woman were to say, I don't like my skin tone, I wish it was different. Or if a dark-skinned woman says, I don't like my skin tone, I wish it was different. You guys would say that that's self-hating. But because it's a light-skinned woman who is already privileged in your eyes, you feel like, oh, well, it makes me feel better to know that she also hates her skin tone. This person says, I disagree. There's nothing wrong with a light skin wanting to be their complexion and a dark skin or brown skin wanting to be their own complexion. We are all beautiful. We shouldn't compare. And this girl says, yellow undertone is the worst. We look like we dying all the time. So now you got another light-skinned person coming in using this self-depreciating humor. Like, oh, we're light-skinned. We look like we have jaundice. We look like we're dying. We look like our liver is messed up or something. We look pale and sickly. This person says, same with neutral. I can't stand my color in the winter. So now you got people talking down on other skin tones. But imagine if she would have said she loves her light skin tone. Imagine somebody talking about how dark undertones look the worst. You would call them colorists, right? If somebody said that having a dark brown skin tone with a blue undertone looks the worst, wouldn't you call them colorists? This person says a lot of light-skinned people say this to sound progressive and dark-skinned loving it, but they don't actually mean it because it's not going to happen. No one wants to be treated like the way y'all treat dark skins. Be for real. Yeah, I do agree that a lot of these lighter skinned people who are lying and saying, "Oh my god, I hate my skin complexion. Oh, I wish I was darker." But then they're posting the most high yellow photos out of their photo album. They're not going in the sun and tanning or whatever. Those are the actual colorists. It's not the exotical community. Those are the actual colorists, the panderers. Because what they're doing is they want to be sneaky and undercover. This person says, right, they say they want to be dark skinned, but how many would really stay in the sun or go tan? I am light skinned slash brown skinned, and I've never wanted to be lighter or darker. Yeah, exactly. If they're not out tanning, I don't believe them. If they don't keep a consistent tan, I don't believe them. If they're not filtering their photos with a red filter, this girl was talking about how, oh, I love that red undertone, the deep red skin tone. They have plenty of dark red filters that you can put on your photos. All you have to do is just go on Instagram or just go change the color. You know how they have like the sepia filter and stuff like that? They have dark red filters. So she could easily use a dark red type of filter on her camera or something. She could wear more red looking blushes to make her face look a little bit more warm toned, but she's not doing any of it. This is how I know that it's pure lies. This girl says, "Sorry, I'm light skinned and I don't want to be dark skinned. I'm happy like that." And then somebody commented and said, "This convo is for black women, love," like saying she's not black. She says, "I am a black woman, love." This girl says, "Black, not biracial, know where you belong." So they're kicking her out. They don't want this light skinned girl to even be in the conversation because she says that she loves her light skin and doesn't want to be dark skinned. And she's happy with that. So now they're coming in here bullying a random commenter. And she says, "You are mixed race, as we can see on your bio and face." And notice how this girl, she didn't even say she wanted to be dark skinned like Lupita. She just says she wants to be a darker skin complexion than what she is currently. Okay, so she can go out and tan for 10 minutes a day, or she can just put on a bronzing oil, but she doesn't because she wants the likes and the clout from unambiguous women. Somebody said, "Who said this? I'm just confused on why anyone would want to be another skin tone in general. Everyone's beautiful just the way they are." This person says, "Huh? Why can't we just be happy with the skin we were born with?" Exactly. This girl doesn't believe that she is allowed to be happy with her light skin tone. This girl says, "I'm light skinned and I can't relate. Sorry, I'm so happy with my skin color." This girl says, "Don't pull me into this. I love my own skin tone." Somebody said, "As a light skin, I'm proud and comfy in my skin. I don't get pale in the winter. I get ashy. But once the lotion is on my skin, it looks normal. Wouldn't want to change a thing about how my skin looks." This person says, "See how they getting mad? They want you to put yourself down and uplift them." Exactly. They want light-skinned black women to put themselves down in order to uplift dark-skinned women. And that's what this girl is doing. And that's why she's getting so many comments of support from darker-skinned women. But the other light-skinned women are calling her out like, "Okay, you're just trying to pretend like you're more insecure than what you actually are because you don't want dark-skinned black women to be threatened by you." But that's actually a colorist mindset because you're assuming that dark skinned black women are insecure. So that's why you're shrinking yourself in their presence because you assume that they're automatically insecure and not going to like you or that their life is worse than yours. So that is actually the real colorism. This girl says, "I have a yellow undertone and love it." Somebody says, "Same girl, dark skin with a yellow, and I love it." This girl says, "You have an orange undertone more than yellow, dear." Somebody else says, "You don't." So they're arguing with this girl saying, "You're not even light skinned." Somebody says, "You still brown though." So notice how within this comment section, anyone that says they love their skin tone, they get attacked. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.